back to my channel. If you are new, what's up? My name is TheShai. Welcome to the channel. Today is another collection video, and this time we are going through my bronzer collection. I'll be swatching the bronzers, telling you guys what my favorites are, and just generally giving you guys a bit of a review on each of the bronzers I have. So yeah, super excited. I love bronzing. It's like one of my favorite parts of doing my makeup. Can we also talk about the transition from contouring to bronzing, because we don't talk about that enough. Like, that was a whole game changer, and I feel like bronzers are a very key part of makeup, especially for UK black girls. Like, our makeup, bronzer is like very key. So we're going to start off with Revolution. I have two different Revolution bronzers. So the first one we'll start off with is the Glow Splendor bronzer. This one was highly reviewed and highly anticipated when the pictures were released. Makeup Revolution did their thing with the shade range in this bronzer collection. Like, it's still to this day, I think, one of the best and most thorough ranges of bronzers, especially for medium to brown to dark skin women. This is the shade Dark. You get 15.5 grams, which is a lot. It's a very big bronzer, has a nice mirror, and this is how it looks. I also got the shade Deep, which I absolutely love, but I smashed it. It's literally broken, so I can't even show you guys the shade. But Dark is definitely a warm brown, definitely has more red undertone, much more neutral than other bronzers I'm going to show you guys, which is nice if you don't want anything too much on the red side, you know. So yeah, I really enjoy this bronzer. The pigmentation is really good. There is quite a bit of kickback, but it's not really a big issue. I would definitely say go very light-handed with this, because a little goes a long way. You get a whole bunch of product. I don't think anyone will really run out of this. Only £8. Definitely would recommend. If you're looking at bronzers and you're a darker skin woman, you don't really know where to go, I definitely recommend these bronzers, because the shade range is really good. So definitely would recommend. It does have a scent to it. It's like a very light pineapple-y scent, but it's not too strong. It's not strong to the point where when you open it, it's like literally in your face. It's a very subtle scent, but very pleasant and nice. The next bronzer I have is from Revolution Pro. This is the sculpting bronzer in the shade Enrobe with cocoa extract. I love the packaging. Isn't it so pretty? It's like a bronzy, like rose gold, like a brown metallic. Super beautiful, warm. You can see the red undertones in this bronzer. Very nice shade. This was actually one of the first bronzers I picked up when I first started using bronzers, and I was pleasantly surprised, especially coming from the more drugstore. The only thing I didn't love about this bronzer was I felt like it was a little bit dry on the skin, but it does work really well. It looks beautiful on my skin. I did love it. But yeah, I feel like it was a little too powdery for me, but it's still very nice, and it's nothing a little setting spray can't fix. It's just me being nitpicky. But yeah, nice bronzer. I don't grab it too much these days. I don't think I would repurchase it, but it is nice for what it is. So the next bronzer I have is actually from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and this was one of my most recent bronzer purchases. This is the putty bronzer in the shade Sun Kissed, and this is the shade and how it looks. I don't know exactly what it's called, but e.l.f. don't release everything that they release in the US and the UK. Sometimes they skip shades. I noticed they did that with the blushes, and then they did it again with the bronzers, which is kind of annoying. But the deeper shade that I feel like would work for me is Sunkissed, so I picked that up. And it's a nice color. You guys can see the type of color and kind of see how it looks compared to my skin tone. It gives me a nice bronze, but it's not as deep as I want it. I feel like I'd want it one shade darker, then I think it would be like the perfect tone. I do like that it's more neutral and it's not so warm. It does give a more natural bronze. The putty formula is very sheer, especially if you use it with your fingers. It definitely gives you more natural, on the go, fresh look. Definitely get more pigment with a brush, because I used it the other day with the brush and I was actually kind of taken aback, like, okay, it's actually giving something. But just using your fingers, you will not get that much payout, which is nice, because that means that the product's a bit more versatile. Definitely, I feel like it's much more of a summer fresh face product or holiday vacation product. But yeah, it's nice for what it is. I just wish it was a little bit deeper, but I'm happy to have it in my collection because I don't have too many cream bronzing products, and you know, sometimes you just want something different. I will say that it's not a matte finish. I do think it was advertised as like a matte or a soft matte. This ain't matte. You definitely have to set this with a powder bronzer or a powder, something similar, just to make sure it's pressed in. I would never go out without setting this bronzer because I don't want to transfer anywhere. But yeah, it's nice, affordable for what it is. I just wish it was a little shade darker. But so the next bronzer I have is from Morphe, and it's actually huge. This is the Glamabronze bronzer, face and body bronzer, and I got the shade Supreme. Absolutely huge. It's 20 grams in here. It comes with a mirror, and then this is how it looks. So as you guys can see, it's super big, like it's huge. Another very warm undertone brown bronzing shade. I feel like I picked up the wrong shade. It's probably because I bought it online when we couldn't swatch things in stores. And do you know what, their shade range for these bronzers were actually really nice, especially the deeper shades. They actually did a good job, but I just feel like I picked the wrong shade. I feel like it comes off a bit more like a blush than it does a bronzer. The formula for this, I have to say, is amazing. It's so creamy and soft. Like, it literally is creamier than some of the high-end bronzers I have in my quality. Really shook me with this one. It blends amazingly, it looks great. I just didn't get the right shade. Definitely pigmented as well. Have to go over light hand in this. Can't be dipping your product, you can't be dipping your brush in there 5 times. You definitely have to go light-handed with this. So we're on to the last brand, and you guys can probably guess it's Fenty Beauty. So I have 3 of their bronzers. So let's start off with the cream bronzer. So they came out with the Cheeks Out Creams Bronzer Collection. I got the shade Toffee Tease, which is the deepest shade, 07. And the shade before this was Chocolate, which I kind of feel like it's kind of what this Sun-Kissed shade by e.l.f. looks like. I feel like Chocolate looks like this. So I opted to get the darker shade just to see how it would look. Even if it was giving more contour, I'd rather just get contour product. Very deep, very deep. I love the color though. It's so rich in chocolate. Like, just looking at it, it looks amazing. The Cheeks Out Bronzer Collection is not giving bronzer, it's giving contour. Even when I was looking at it before, when I was buying it, I was like, even the lighter shades, like even for like the 200s, 300s, it was giving contour. Like, I was like, this is cream contour, this is not bronzer. So I feel like for me with the cream bronzer collection, it was a little bit too cool. I don't know if they maybe wanted us to wear it with the powder bronzer, but I just feel like all products should work on their own. They can work in combination, but they should be able to stand alone. But I just feel like this shade was a little bit cool. But as far as the quality of it, I really liked it. I do love the very skin-like finish. Gives my skin a nice glow. The skin looks very fresh and vibrant. Gives the skin a very like youthful glow, like glow from within, you know? Gives that. I feel like Fenty complexion products, that's a lot of what they try to do. Give you a nice like glow, very fresh looking skin, your skin with a better vibe. Definitely with this. Would I repurchase it? Probably not, because I don't use it as much as I use like other products, especially because the price, £25. I don't use it that much. Yeah. So next 2 Fenty products are the Powder Sunstalker bronzers. For me, this is one of Fenty's best products, and I feel like everyone loves them. A lot of people have these in their collections. I see a lot of makeup artists with these as well, so I know these are great. So I have 2 shades. I have Mocha Mami and I have a Thick Mint. So Mocha Mami was the first release, and this was a darker shade that they came out with. Definitely feel like they could have came out with darker now I look back at it, because this can just about bronze me. So as you can see, Mocha Mami is a very warm red toned brown bronzer. If I compare it to Supreme, this is Supreme, this is Mocha Mami, so you guys can see like they're very close in shade. And if I compare it to Enrobe, you guys can see a very similar like warm undertone. So yeah, these shades I can tell I got when I was like right in the beginning of my bronzer journey and I was just getting into it. But I still appreciate Mocha Mami because she was the moment. Like, she was the moment. When I first got this, I was super excited. I wore it like every single day, every single makeup look, because I was just happy to be bronzing. Like, bronzer is such a thing that I feel like a lot of like dark skinned women, black women, we felt like bronzer wasn't for us. Like, bronzer wasn't in our makeup routine, it just didn't exist. So I feel like when we really started getting into it, when Fenty dropped their bronzers, I feel like we felt like, okay, we here, we finally got a bronzer, like we can bronze. Okay, like it was just a new thing. So I appreciate Mocha Mami. She was the moment, she's legendary in the streets, okay? But she's a little too red and warm. This one I would say is not as pigmented as the others, but I appreciate that about Fenty's bronzers because you can really work on building them up, and the experience of putting them on is a bit more better, because I feel like when I use the Makeup Revolution glow bronzers, I can enjoy putting them on, but I definitely am a little bit afraid sometimes. Like, if I dip in a little bit too hard, I'm like, okay, let me be careful. But with Fenty, you can literally swirl in and have a go and it's fine. You can build up really well, blend easily. It's just a nice experience. I absolutely love these bronzers, but Mocha Mami quickly got dethroned. because Thick Mint came out. Now before Thick Mint came out, I was using my Makeup Revolution bronzers anyway, and I realized I like something a little more deep. So when Thick Mint came out, I was a happy girl, and this is literally all I wear these days. So this is Thick Mint, and this is now the deepest shade that Fenty do in their bronzers. Definitely feel like they could expand at least 2 more shades. I mean, come on, at least 2 more shades. But this is a beautiful bronzer. Definitely still has that warm undertone. If I put them side by side, so you guys can see the difference. Excuse the messiness of them because they are being used. Put them side by side, you can see they both have very warm undertones, but Thick Mint just has that depth that's really going to give you that like more bronzing look, whereas Mocha Mami is a little bit lighter, so it doesn't have the depth to really like sculpt the face. Not that you need to sculpt, but you need a little bit of sculpt. I like a little bit of sculpt to my bronzer. So yeah, Thick Mint is the choice these days, but Mocha Mami, I still use it here and there, but I'm not gonna lie, Thick Mint kind of dethroned her. Let's talk about favorites. I think you guys already know. I might as well just get out of the way. Fenty right now is my favorite. Absolutely love it. Quality is amazing, blends out beautifully. It just works every single time. There's no, I ain't gotta think about this one. I don't have to think about the shade. I don't have to think about, is it too red? Is it too, it's just, it works. My number 2 would definitely have to be my Makeup Revolution Splendor bronzer. Pigmented, affordable, easy to blend. What more can you actually ask for? Again, the shade range is amazing. I love the shade I got, but I usually like mixing dark and deep together to give my perfect undertone. But I'm so sad that deep is broken. I mean, I could try and show you guys deep, but it's, oh hell no, hell no. Everything was about to go everywhere. I'm not doing it, but just know I'm gonna link the video in the description so you guys can actually see them side by side. But I like to usually mix the two. So yeah, I guess that wraps up the end of today's bronzer collection video. Let me know if you guys have any bronzers or know any bronzers that I don't have in my collection. I'd like to try at least 1 or 2 more. I mean, I only have 1 face. This is enough, but still, like, I'm still on the lookout for maybe 1 more that I might like. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give me a nice thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next one as usual.